Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be going over a couple features from the new free DLC Sigmar's Blessing for Warhammer End Times Vermintide. So I've done a couple of videos for this game on the channel, mostly focused on AI bot behavior and some of the performance issues and fixes associated with that. But I wanted to take a look at something that's a little more universally positive for this video, and that's the fact that they've actually released some free DLC that adds a couple of...
Completely cut off. No relief in sight.
Sir, sir, excuse me, could you pardon me for a moment while I record this video? I realize you have important things to say, but you know, I'm doing my thing here. All right, cool, cool. All right. But one of the things that they've done in adding to this game is given you a new solution for getting loot items, and that is this Shrine of Solace. And the idea behind it is basically through normal gameplay, you tend to accumulate these tokens. So you see down here in the lower left, you got these common, uncommon, rare tokens that you get from breaking down items in the forge or just completing missions or even partially completing missions. I believe in a lot of cases would get you at least a few tokens. And the idea behind the shrine is that you can select to either get a ranged, a random, or a melee weapon of a given rarity based on the kind of tokens that you spend for one of the 5 classes. Because what you do is you equip one of these 5 trinkets that you get that represent each of the 5 classes in the game. So, for example, here I'm playing as the Bright Wizard, so I could equip this token to the shrine, and that would give me an increased probability of getting a ultra rare melee weapon for the Bright Wizard, if I in fact had the 60 tokens that it takes to actually make that happen. Uh, so obviously with this prayer mechanic requiring so many tokens, I mean, even if you go back down here to the common tokens, even that requires 40. So this isn't something that new players are necessarily going to be all that interested in or be able to take advantage of. But if, for example, you've been playing the game for weeks and you've been on that grind, grabbing tokens and trying to get up to that next level of rarity for a particular character, I think this is a good solution in the sense that it gives you a higher probability of getting the loot you're actually trying to get. So if, for example, I wanted something for the dwarf, I could equip his token instead, and here I'd be getting a good chance at a ranged weapon for the dwarf's class based off of the common tokens that I've accumulated, if I actually had enough to do that. So the other kind of cool thing is that those trinkets are available to equip as you're actually playing the game as well. So when you go to your character loadout, you can see here I actually have that Bright Wizard token equipped, or trinket equipped, on my actual character, which means that this will increase my probability of getting loot for the character as I'm playing it. But if I wanted to, say for example, play as the Bright Wizard, who I have a bit more geared than some of the other classes, and try to get loot for a different class, I could simply equip that class's trinket instead. So if I wanted to get loot for the Dwarf Ranger, I could put that trinket on my Bright Wizard and play with her and have a better chance of getting loot for the class that I actually want to get loot for. So I think all that stuff is pretty cool, and I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into the game and playing more of it with these trinkets enabled and eventually getting enough tokens to better utilize the shrine. Um, I think that's pretty much going to do it for this video for me. I just wanted to cover those couple of new features, and also I wanted to kind of ask you
Forgetting to check
guys,
that stash of yours.
sir, gotta really stop interrupting me because you're making me very angry and I'm gonna have to smash every bottle in your bar now. Okay, sorry, got a little excited there. But really, what I want to know from you guys is whether or not you want to see more Vermintide content on the channel. Um, it's kind of in a weird place with this game where there's still a lot of patches happening for it. Obviously, we've got DLC being released. I've already kind of talked about the game, at least in a very specific way, with regard to the bots, and I'm kind of curious as to whether or not you folks are interested in seeing more content for this game. Because I'd be more than happy to do it. I really enjoy playing this game, and it would be an easy game to make content for, but I just kind of want to know if that's something that you guys are interested in and want to see. I can tell you the video that I had in mind was going to focus on the fact that in this latest patch they've moved the locations of the secret items on the Horn of Magnus map. So if you're used to doing that Horn of Magnus grind and getting the Grims and getting the tomes to do that, you're maybe going to find that to be a little more difficult now as a result of this patch, because it seems like those items have either been shuffled around or outright moved in some cases, and there may even be a bit of a random element to that based on what I've seen so far. So if that's something you would be interested in seeing me cover, let me know in the comments section down below. Otherwise, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to hit that like button or that subscribe button for more content from me in the future, and I will see you next time.